Good morning, everybody, and welcome to On the Open here at MarketStream.live. My name is Joseph Cusick from the Cusick Group, securities offered by MoneyBlock. This is where we're going to take a look at all of the opening market action here in the United States. And we have the Dow Jones coming off of its worst levels so far this morning, but in a very, very tight range. It is trading down 5 at 20,909.30. You have the S&P 500 trading at 2375, now down 3. Again, very tight range here. And you have the NASDAQ down basically flat at 5407.90. Again, you're seeing right now the market open very tight on the major indices. Taking a look at the Russell 2000, down $5.26 at 1386.15. What's notable here is that it's trading under 1400 and it's looking poised to potentially challenge its 20-day moving average at 1381.55. So these really sensitive small cap stocks that are domestically centric, watch this one very closely today. Weakness here signaled last week and the previous weeks where there was some uncertainty in the markets. They rallied back with some strength, but again, couldn't get much momentum after getting through that 1380 mark, 1400. Just couldn't really get momentum up to that 1400 level. We're going to watch this very closely. Taking a look at the volatility index, and in full disclosure, my clients do have a position in volatility. The VIX is up about 10 cents at 1130. Again, a very tight range here in the VIX. Matter of fact, if I blow it up, but what you see is it opened up above its 20-day moving average, has subsequently pulled back. But this right here is the battleground. Basically, between $11.50 and $12 is the battleground. If you see it get over 12 and then start to challenge 13, 13 and a half, then you know that something's going on in the marketplace and you need to take a look at it. The dollar continues to trade weak overnight. We saw that the global currencies have been stronger than the U.S. dollar. The pullback in the dollar has been notable. What also has been notable is the move in crude. We originally saw crude trying to bounce last week. This session, down. Opened up right around... It opened today at 48.70 and subsequently has pulled back 65 cents at 48.13. Weakness in crude. The rig counts here in the United States, and we're going to continue to watch the OPEC and non-OPEC production numbers, as well as the EIA reports and API reports. Those are the reports that are going to give us an indication of whether or not there is a build or a draw from the stockpiles of oil. But again, you're seeing that oil is under pressure this morning, even though we see dollar weakness here in the States. You're also seeing some weakness in gold. If you take a look at the GC contract, this is the gold futures, or you could look at GLD, but we'll take a look. Right now, actually, we have April gold actually up now $3. It was trading at lower levels earlier in the session. You could see it was trading right around here at 12.29. It's now trading at 12.31, so off of its worst levels. But it was interesting, and why it was notable is that gold was coming off, even though in spite of the fact that we had dollar weakness. Taking a look at the Treasury markets, continue to see that the Treasury prices are pulling up. That means yields are coming off. Again, if there was a little bit more certainty in this market, you would see that the 10-year trading up now 2 ticks. You have the 30-year up basically flat right now, and the 2-year is up 18 ticks. So very interesting action here. We're going to watch this very closely in the bonds and the fixed income, especially after the Fed has made its move. Now we're going to be focused on policy statements. Tillerson was spending a lot of time over in Asia, talking to the Chinese, putting in some strong verbiage as far as handling North Korea. And so there's a lot of activity going on in Asia politically. And we're also seeing here in the States, you're starting to see that the healthcare is starting to divide the party, so to speak, on the Republican side. Also, what was notable over the weekend was the G20. The finance ministers were all meeting, and you didn't see the verbiage that you were expecting to see or hear out of that meeting as far as anti-protectionism. As a matter of fact, there was very little, if any, discussion about protectionism. So that raised some eyebrows, especially since Marine Le Pen, who is the National Front candidate in France, she wants France out of the European Union, and she wants to move away from the euro currency if she is elected. And so this has the union, it has some uncertainty now coming in since the initial polls coming up to the April 23rd election, which is still time off. They have her in the lead right now, so there's a lot of time for things to change. That is a dynamic and potentially volatile situation. Things that are gapping up this morning. Take a look at Dominion Diamond. We've talked about this as a $12.30 stock. There is news that Washington Companies is in works of potentially having a merger. You also have SFM, that's Sprouts Farmers Market. Watch this one closely. Bloomberg is reporting that there could be a deal with or discussions with Albertsons. This also has a peer, Whole Foods, WFM. Whole Foods is moving up right now, up 53 cents at 30.06, up about 1.8%. And you see Whole Foods is moving up. It has actually crossed its 20-day and challenging its 50-day moving average. Got some momentum there in sympathy or in conjunction with this move in Sprouts. Taking a look at high-end realtor, high-end, whenever I say this name, Tiffany's, it makes me cringe because I think I have to spend a lot of money. It was actually upgraded at William Blair to outperform from market perform. Stock right now is trading at its best levels, right around 94.12, up $1.70. So Tiffany's up on that upgrade, and we've seen some retailers moving to the upside, and that's notable. We talked about that last night in the Sunday night setups where we were talking about retail, taking a look at the retailers, and you can see Tiffany's was upgraded this morning. What is moving on earnings is MOV. We have Movado Group is trading down about $1 right now, and it's down about 4% on poor earnings and guidance. You're also seeing some oil names move that I wanted to bring up. Petrobras, PBR. Nope, I didn't want to do that one. And I'm not talking Pabst Blue Ribbon. Petrobras, here we go, is actually now trading flat, about up a penny. Watch this one. It's challenging its best levels. It's been beat up. We're going to watch this one very closely. And we also want to watch Marathon Oil. The energy sector is under pressure right now. We saw that in the European markets on the open. You're seeing right now that Marathon Oil Corp is down 23 cents at 15.23. They've been beaten up. I want to see if this sector is going to continue to take some pressure, especially since oil continues to drop off. We're going to want to watch these drillers and producers very closely going into this week. All right, folks, that's it for what's hot on the open. We'll be back at 1:30 Eastern time where I'm going to go over some really cool strategies. We're going to look at some potential bearish strategies that you could implement in your potential portfolios. All right, we'll see you then.